finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. Woo. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.
That's right, Broncos country. Horsepower Hour finally reunited. All the Infinity Stones are together once again, guys. Please be sure, before we get into it, hit that like, subscribe if you haven't done that to all the different accounts, and of course, get in the chat, comment. You guys help make this show pretty special, and this is going to be a fun one. As always, presented to you by Prize Picks. We'll get into our fun Prize Picks later on, but I am joined here by my friends Jeremy of Broncos Unbridled, Kodiak of Kodiak Broncos, and we got Mark of Marky Sports. We got everybody here in the house. Y'all are going to love today's show. We got hot takes. Oh, man, and Darian's in here saying he's already officially on the Colby Katzis fan club, man. I can't wait. Being disrespected yet again. Oh, I can't wait to force everyone to acknowledge us. Oh, not us disrespecting you, but yes, they don't expect us to win. They don't. But guys, let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to be a shorter show today, so we got hot takes. Let's start with the hot take master himself. We'll talk about this for a little bit. Let's digest it. Kodiak, give us your blazing hot training camp or pre-training camp hot take.
Well, this is considered a hot take to a lot of Broncos country, but I'm not really sure why, because I think this guy has a coin flip's chance of making the roster. Okay, he started for us last year, and he is a tight end. His name is Evan Ingram. Now, listen, guys, I understand that a lot of people are just like, well, the tight end room already sucks. Why would you guys want to cut potentially the best one in the passing game? Well, a few reasons. First of all, for all the stuff that people want to make about Singleton's age, guys, Evan Ingram is about to be 32 this upcoming year. He is an oversized wide receiver. His game is so heavily predicated on yak. That is something that traditionally does not age well. And last year, he was on the field for 85% of his plays being passing plays and 15% of his plays being run plays. And listen, I understand that, you know what, a lot of that is due to Sean Payton not being creative at all with hiding his weaknesses. But at a certain point, a player has to own their inefficiencies and their weaknesses as well. And yeah, I just think that there's a coin flip's chance that Evan Ingram is not on this team week one. You know, I know the tight end room is already sad, but the balanced play calling comes out with Adkins, with Troutman. Even though those guys aren't good, I feel like Evan Ingram is arguably one of the biggest problems in the tight end room.
Oh, man. Guys, your reaction to that. What do you think?
Jeremy, what are your thoughts?
I can see that. I do also can see the opposite, where I think Waddle opens up a lot of stuff for Evan. So it's going to be interesting. I think how he starts, but yeah, if he's kind of shows a lack of, explosiveness or any of that stuff early in the season or in training camp, I could definitely see that. But I have a feeling he's going to have a fire under him a little bit from kind of expectations of last year and how close we were. So I wouldn't bet on that, but I definitely could see it. I think those answers will be, or all that will be answered early, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mark, how likely do you think this is?
I think a coin flip is correct. I mean, I'd say probably, if I'm looking at it through the lens of George and Sean Payton, it would have to take quite a bit to let him go. So I'd probably say 70% chance he's probably on the roster, but I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, man. I really started thinking about it for a couple of things. I mean, just remember a few years ago, we had, Tim Patrick taking snaps with the ones, and he looked great in camp, and Bo loved him in his rookie season, and we cut him. So I think it's not so much about how Evan Ingram looks. It's more about how the rest of the guys look, right? If Justin Jolie really impresses, if Dallin Bentley looks like, man, he can, not only can he be a really good blocker, but maybe he can have some juice. And then the real big wild card is going to be Caleb Lohner. If he really does take that next step, it's almost just becomes a numbers game in a sense of that's 6 tight ends you're thinking about, right? You got Ingram, Troutman, and Adkins, right? Troutman and Adkins, they're going to be your blockers. I think I'd probably be more surprised if Nate Adkins were to get cut, than Evan Ingram in a really weird way, just because I know how much they love the utility. And then if Caleb Lohner makes it, that's with the 2 draft picks, that's 6 tight ends. So are you going to roll with 6? You can, but I think in those scenarios, the odd man out might be Evan Ingram, but we'll see. David, what do you think, man?
Is there another NFL team that has a larger collection of middling tight ends than what we have on this roster?
Middling is kind.
I was about to say, you say middling, and man,
dude, we have like a very deep. Like it's weird because now it's a deep room, but it's so unbelievably average. but at least like 3 of the guys, Lohner, Bentley, and Jolie, like there's a lot of unknowns about them, which is a really good thing because the known about the other guys is not good. But it's crazy. It's like a deep room, but it's mid at best.
We're only cutting Evan Ingram if we got somebody that we know is better than him last year.
Right.
So it's a good thing if he gets cut. Right?
Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
I mean, I would say so because you think about why did they move on from Baylor last year? It's not because Baylor was like trash or anything like that. It's just because Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, they showed a lot last preseason. They showed a lot last training camp, and ultimately they kind of forced their hand, especially now part of it was, the Saints came calling with an early 4th round pick, and we were just like, all right, knock yourself out for that immediate investment on our 7th rounder. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, those guys, I would say that our ideal outcome is that Ingram is not on this team. That's my hot take.
I think that I know that people in the comments, we got a lot of people from Bentley gang here, which is awesome because I love me some Dallin Bentley too. But
yeah, hell yeah.
I think that if we're cutting Evan Ingram, man, it means Jolie's legit, man. He's ready for those snaps right now. As much as I want that to be Caleb Lohner for the memes, for the videos, for the content, right? The bong hit pick actually hitting. It's got to be Justin Jolie, man. Like, and you got to think that he already has better blocking ability than Ingram does, right? Right?
I don't think it'd be much worse.
Yeah, I was about to say, you never know.
Are you talking about Jolie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because ultimately,
for sure. And then I think Dallin Bentley, day one's a better blocker for sure. But he's got some juice, man. I think Dallin Bentley is going to be like the really surprise draft pick. Like I think he's going to be the most productive of the 2 this year.
Yeah, I think the plan in their heads going into this training camp is let Bentley and Jolie and Lohner kind of marinate a year behind Ingram and Atkins and those kind of guys, and then when we don't need, Evan's not on the roster next year, they can step up. For them to take like back of the draft to starter in like one off season might be a little premature, but like he just has a lot of like veteran presence for that room. If you take that away, you're like, hey guys, you get to learn from Adam Troutman, and it's just way less. You know what I mean? So from a trust factor, I think that's the biggest thing. It would take a lot where they'd have to earn that trust. And I don't know if they can do it in like 3 months or 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing I would say, like for the immediate future, at least, I think having Jolie and Ingram is a redundant skill set. Okay. Now I think David said this after the draft that assuming Jolie's going to make this team, obviously, but if you keep Ingram as well, there are going to be a lot of days next season where Jolie isn't inactive. Okay, assuming Ingram makes the team because they have redundant skill sets, and Ingram has never eclipsed, or at least I shouldn't say never, but in the past 3 years, he has quite literally been a check down merchant. He has not had an ADOT over 6, and I don't know how long. So he has quite literally been a check down merchant. And overall, I feel like that's just such a redundant skill set. And yeah, I don't know.
But you saw in that Washington Redskins or the Commanders game, he put one move and took it almost to the house. Like he has still the ability. It's not like he doesn't have that ability. So to me, in my head, hopefully this is what happens, but Waddle clearing out a lot of space for someone like him could like rejuvenate.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might forget this, but it's been in my mind the entire offseason when Mike Kliss was speaking about Evan Ingram. And Kliss, he said something like, he doesn't always run the route you want based on coverage. The team was frustrated with him because, he didn't always change his route the way that you wanted. Maybe that changes his second year in the offense, right? But let's just play the scenario. I mean, if that doesn't change, I think that, you could see Ingram as one of those surprise cuts. I know that Mike at my friend at Mile High Monsters says we're getting a revenge year for Ingram. I would like to believe that too, but if we have even just a 50% version of Harold Fannin last year, we got to make sure he's active.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Nate Atkins, the more I think about it, man, Root Beer is coming back on a guaranteed spot on the 53. I think he's got one of the most guaranteed spots out of this offense, man, next to Adam Troutman. I think those guys you can pencil in for being on the active roster.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately,
honestly,
I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I wish you were wrong, but I agree with you.
Yeah, well, a big thing is, if we're getting 2024 Adkins, then fantastic. I have no issues. He was legitimately good. But last year, it just didn't happen, man. He was in and out of the lineup. He was often hurt, and you saw that translate to the play on the field. But once again, regarding Ingram, I don't really necessarily blame him as much as I blame the team for making it a huge deal to going out and getting him, okay? We need a joker. Dude, enough of that nonsense, okay? Just give me a guy who can function as an inline tight end and can actually block.
Cole Kmet, baby.
Yeah.
Cole Kmet. That's just who we need. Real quick, in the comments, want to say hello to some more people. Martin saying, I'm no insider, but I haven't heard anything, even remotely suggesting that we're going to move off of Ingram. You're right. I haven't even seen one article on that. So that's very fair, Martin. We got
And I think that's
Mikey
why I think that's why there's a good chance it happens. Dude, because every time there's a lot of articles about the Broncos, they never come to fruition. And nobody's talking about Vele being traded. I mean, I don't think the Broncos even knew that, but they keep it all
Ben Albright
quiet,
said
man.
he was wide receiver 1 coming into training camp.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, because a lot of times you just don't even know, and then people will. I mean, a lot of the times they'll just put stuff out there that's fake. Like I feel like if I start to see reports, I'm like, nah, they're just putting some BS out there. So that it could be the opposite too, Martin. But good point.
If Albright starts hyping up Ingram, then he's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And man, he's due for 700 yards this year. We'll have to see. Great first take, Kodiak. Did want to say hey to Tistic, Max Crosby. Man, we trade for Max Crosby. We'll get to my take here later on. It's going to be the best. We got Mikey. I had to say, I had to throw on the Cortland Sutton jersey after he's been rated a better player than Lamar Jackson. So hope you're doing well. Okay. Don't want to take too long. Jeremy, you have to go here in a bit. So let's make sure we get to your hot training camp take. Sizzling.
Okay. I'm changing my earlier one because it wasn't really hot. It was a very lukewarm at best take. But just based off of age and talent, I could see either Red Murdoch or Terrion York by week 10 being a starter on this team.
Let's go.
Dude, that is a blazing hot take. Break it down why that could happen.
I mean, age, you got Singleton always seeming to it's not like he's going to get faster. He wasn't fast to start out.
Vance Joseph disagrees. He's getting better every day.
Again, I'm glad you brought up Vance Joseph. That's the caveat because it's going to come down to him trusting a rookie to play a very, very important role in his defense. Can that actually happen? That's the biggest. If it was a different defensive coordinator, I think there's a much greater chance of this happening. But I'm betting on the fact that either York or Murdoch just is undeniable enough where they put him on the field and they go, we got to get this guy more reps. And he just wins that position over. Singleton's not like the most you know, he's dealt with a lot of stuff. I love his effort. I love his heart, and he's a great leader and captain and all that thing. But he has had his own injuries, and so has Stranad. So Stranad is, I mean, kudos to him for really, he earned the spot that I envision York or Murdoch kind of earning as well. Like, he made himself, on every time you saw him out there, you go, oh, Stranad looks great out there. Let's keep him in there. So I just have a feeling that these guys really got underestimated in the draft because of height, what school they went to, that kind of a thing. And, you know, that happens every single year where people are overlooked for weird reasons. I mean, the whole Moneyball, the movie, is like based off of that. And I just have a feeling those guys are going to come into camp and really open some eyes. And I could see it by, if Stranad or Singleton go down with an injury, I don't know if they're going to get their job back.
So you must think then, this is kind of a secondary hot take, that we see both Torian York and Red Murdoch on the active roster out of camp?
It depends on if they can, like, I have a feeling early they might try to slip one or two of them through on the practice squad, just numbers wise, because they think like, ooh, they're kind of under the radar. But if there starts being reports in training camp about how great these guys look, they might not be able to. But just keep your eye out. Like, or if you hear like, ooh, we really like, if you, not from practice, but like if you hear, we really like Lavelle Bailey, we really like yada yada, and then they're kind of trying to not feature these guys, that to me tells me that they might be liking what they see. But it's hard to kind of keep things under wraps. So just keep your eyes out on those two guys. Those guys are very, very talented, and they cause a lot of problems, and they create turnovers, and that's just what this team needs so bad. I could just see that being one of those things where it's like they come in, they cause a turnover or two, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this guy's the guy. You can't take this guy off.
Mark, I know you love that.
I love it. I'm almost at the point where I feel very confident guaranteeing that Murdoch and York will make the 53. Because there's no way you can sneak any of them onto the practice squad, in my opinion. And I love the take. I think Drew Sanders is a really big X factor here, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is. I think that if he's healthy, and it's a massive if, we get it. I can't see a situation where he doesn't make the team after all the chances that we've given him and his flexibility. So maybe if somebody goes down, he gets the first crack at it. But Red Murdoch is a certified stud. Torian York is going to be a fan favorite by the end of preseason. There's no doubt about it. When I was deep diving into the draft, you guys know how much I love Torian York. There was multiple articles, multiple coaches from Texas A&M that said he is by far the smartest defensive player that they've ever coached. So yeah, Greenlaw didn't know how to speak Spanish. Greenlaw was also like complaining about the practices, and he likes to go to San Francisco where they don't practice, but they all stay on IR and stay injured the whole time. I don't think picking up the playbook is going to be an issue for Torian York. The only thing that's going to hold him back is either a lack of opportunities or just that he's actually too small. But yeah, I love the take. It's not a hot take necessarily for me, but it's certainly for Broncos country. I think both those guys are making the team.
Yeah, Drake Greenlaw didn't like to practice.
No, it was too long, he said. Practices are too long.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, go to San Francisco where their team gets wiped out every single year.
Every year, they're the most injured team by far. Every single year.
It's because they're next to the G5 towers or whatever it is. They say it is.
Could be. It could be, or they
don't even know if it's towers. It's like, isn't it like
it's like a
radiation something? They do something there?
It's like a whole whatever.
Thing. It's making them all injured.
Till
they move, you won't know.
They did a bunch of tests, and they were like, oh, no. But it's like, what do you want them to say? Like, if the answer is yes, somebody is going to have to spend billions of dollars. So, of course, the test is going to come back and be like, no, this isn't what's happening. But if you see them start to practice somewhere else, then you really know.
Yeah.
They won't even look into it, dude.
Dude, we need a journalist to look into it. That's what we need. All right. I need to get to this in the chat, guys. Because
Max Crosby.
The Crosby show is going off in the...
Yeah, we got Tistic, Just saying, Max Crosby, Max Crosby, go for it. An upgrade. Sean said it. Max Crosby. Darian saying we get it, bro. Tistic
I wonder if that guy
saying
wants
Max Crosby, idiotic. Y'all be nice now. Y'all be nice.
I wonder if he wants Max Crosby.
I think he might want Max Crosby on the team, but I do think there is a defensive lineman we can get for much cheaper. It will just require the Broncos to do some schmoozing. And I'm talking about going out and getting Aaron Donald, guys. Forget him going back to the Rams. This is what you do. You go to the Rams right now. You say, he's not coming back. He would have come back by now if he was going to do that. I will give you a 6th round pick just to have his contractual rights. $23 million cap hit. I'm not sure what that is if it's traded for, but at the most, it's $23 million. We have $25 million in cap space right now. Darian has been saying, why did we restructure all these guys to have all this cap space right now? Well, let me tell you, Darian, it's so we can go and bring in Aaron Donald. Then this is what we do. We go to Aaron Donald and say, we got your contract. We want you to come play. We will give you an insane Walmart money size signing bonus, and we'll spread that out over 1 million years, void years out the wazoo. We'll keep the cap hit low, but we essentially sign him to a contract extension, knowing that he is just playing this 1 year, giving him all the money up front guaranteed. Let's go and make it happen, man. Let's trade for the rights to Aaron Donald. This is the best trade we could have ever done, even better than Jalen Waddle, a retired Aaron Donald that, hey, there's a price to everything, BK. We signed this man to a $30 million contract extension. Maybe he does it. We'll have to see. All right, guys. Perfect JFM replacement?
I mean, I don't think it gets much better than that. But we would have to trade. So they still own his rights?
Yeah, he's under contract for, I think, 1 more year.
That's actually insane.
I would love it. But put down the controller, man.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's the only thing. Why would so like you can make the argument that like the Broncos or the Rams. Some people say the Rams are better. Some people say the Broncos. You wouldn't have to get into that debate, but like it's obviously close one way or the other. Why would he come here and not just go back to Los Angeles though?
Exactly.
You know,
unless Matt Stafford gets hit by a bus or something like that happens, why he's not coming.
Whatever the Rams are paying you, we'll double it.
$50 million for 1 year. Would you do it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, man. We don't got any dead money moving forward. We can afford it.
Listen, at that point, why wouldn't you just bring back JFM on an extremely front-loaded deal? If you really wanted an interior defensive lineman who is already in your building that bad, and you wanted to keep your pass rush strong, like what does he provide to your team that JFM didn't last year?
Being the best defensive lineman in the history of the world.
You know what? Okay, fairs. But still, he hasn't played in 2 or 3 years. So I'm like, yes, I understand. I'd be really, really excited about that. Like you got me bricked up just thinking about that. But yeah, I think BK 808 kind of nailed it here. I think this is a pipe dream.
Kills me.
You're deep in that REM stage, bro. You're deep in that REM stage. You took one of those dream supplements before you went to bed.
Just imagine Zach Allen, Nick Bonito, Aaron freaking Donald. It's over. Andrew Sanders all on the field at the same time. Over.
I mean, it would be ridiculous, but yeah, it's just like T. Fisher says, it's manufacturing season. That's real manufactured. But I'll tell you, man, that's an intriguing one to keep an eye out on because I don't know what the hell is going to happen with Aaron Donald. But I mean, that dude was so dominant and is so good. I feel like he could have taken like 5 more years off, played when he was 40, and still been a pretty damn good player.
Yeah,
so,
man. Yeah.
I
just trade for his rights just to be able to, sell the jerseys.
Yeah. You would crush it. I mean, But yeah, I don't even know if it's one of those things I don't necessarily even want to get my hopes up for that but that would be amazing. He'd be like the perfect fit here.
Did we trade Jake Plummer's rights to the Bears?
What do you mean?
I don't remember that.
When he retired,
he
or was
did.
that just like a rumor? I can't remember.
He never ended up playing after that, though, did he?
No.
Oh, he went to the Bucks.
For like a 7th round pick or something like that. It was a conditional
I do
one.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, for a 2008 conditional draft pick.
And Jake's like, yeah, I'm not coming back. So
We could make it conditional. Aaron Donald comes back, 2nd round pick.
I mean, you're getting really creative with this. I got to give you that.
There's always a way. There's a price to everything.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But once again, why? I'm kind of with Mark here. Like, if he really wanted to come back, why would he come to a place he's not familiar with? And why wouldn't he just, stay with the organization that has his rights where they are going? What is all in? What is all in? And what's the step above all in? That's what the Rams are right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Like, yes, we have a window, but the Rams are like, really, like, we got to get another one this year.
Like, I think if Aaron Donald was serious about coming back and playing, I don't think that there's anything he can actually offer the Rams for them to be like, sure. They don't really care about draft picks. They've proven that. They obviously just got Myles Garrett. They know how dominant it could be with Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. So they're like, if anybody's getting Aaron Donald, it's us or nobody, period. And that's the kind of mindset. Like, if the roles were flipped and it was the Broncos, I'd say, hell no. I'm not giving, like, if, let's say it was Von Miller, but he was, a little bit more in his prime. He was debating coming out of retirement for you. I'd be like, no. He's either playing for us or he's not playing anywhere. So that's kind of my mind.
The only way you can
Sorry,
have
David.
one
I
of
know,
those deals.
You look very disappointed. I feel like I'm letting you down on this one, but I'm trying.
No,
I tried,
it's
and then I'm like,
okay.
I just
I
can't.
knew that this was a hot take.
Really hot. Scolding.
The only way like those type of deals work is when it's like DeMarcus Ware on a going nowhere Dallas Cowboys team, and he wants like a shot at a championship, and so he's going to go to the team that is like going to give him that, like a Ray Bork for when we got him on the Avalanche. It has to be something like that. But the Rams are already that.
But like, let's say the only scenario, just I guess to make you feel maybe a little bit more optimistic, David, the only realistic scenario, let's say he comes back and plays. He looks pretty good, right? And then there's Stafford gets injured. He's out for the year.
That's the only way.
And their season falls apart. Then the trade deadline comes around. Then, you talk about, he's like, all right, half the season, I just got to finish it out with this team. Then it's realistic.
Yeah.
But that's like the only big time long shot to an already big time long shot scenario.
I think next video, I'll do the Max Crosby one. We'd have to pay a premium because we're the Broncos, but I think it could get done.
You'd have to have a falling out with Raiders. You think Tom Brady is going to okay that deal? A trade to the Broncos?
No.
No. Like, they would not.
Well, unless
we
we gave him like Jonathan Cooper in the first.
Yeah, they would not sending him to a division rival. Like, if I'm Spytek, if I'm Spytek or I'm Brady, I'm saying kick rocks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well
that would
said.
be really stupid.
Well-
It'd be awesome.
well-
I would do that trade.
I
in
would.
a second.
I would do it, but it's not gonna.
I'm so good. Darian doesn't want to trade for Max Crosby. Does Darian even know ball? All right, let's move forward to Mark. Your scorching hot pre-training camp take.
My scorching hot take is that there's a player that's not currently on this roster that's going to be a day one starter for this team.
Najee Harris.
Ooh-wee.
Najee Harris. Nah.
Better
I don't
not
think
be.
Najee. I think the best chance of realistically happening is someone like a Cole Kmet. I know you made a video on it, and I think it's a phenomenal option. And I would do everything to keep on calling the Bears and saying, what do you guys want? I'm hoping that, my guy Sam Roush looks as good as I think he's going to look, right? They got Loveland, and then it's going to make him more expendable. And that's a legitimate upgrade that I think at a premium position. But there could also be an offensive lineman, a guard out there that, is a surprise cut. The Broncos might be a little bit cheaper and younger than Powers that they feel like fits. That might take Ben Powers' spot too. But I think that I wouldn't say I have a feeling about it, but if I was going to come up with a hot take, it would say there's a starter out there that's not on the team currently. So I'd love to get you guys' ideas if you've thought of anybody too.
Terrian Arnold.
Dude, honestly,
There's crazier things
though,
happen.
we should
Check.
definitely be monitoring that situation.
Yeah.
Because it seems like his agent's like, dude, he's meeting with teams. This is all going to get dropped. You get conflicting reports, so you don't know what's right with the legal system. If that's true, yes, I would absolutely do whatever I could get.
He and Coop can wear ankle monitors together.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, it'd be perfect.
Well, he's already like doing the podcast with PS2.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's like their podcast.
Wait, did they do
have
one?
they had a new episode? Because I was
No, they haven't done a new episode. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I was thinking about that today. I'd be like, man, maybe when all that clears up, that'll be a pretty damn good episode to watch. But
that would be a good episode, yeah. But I mean, if your friend is already on the team and now all of a sudden you're like this weird free agent that, you know, stuff gets dropped. Yeah, I'm with you, monitoring it for sure. But
dude, that could be pretty interesting, man.
You got your next video, David.
I know. And, you know, Darian's bringing up this too. You know, Jordan Brooks, the one thing, and I'm curious what you guys think about this too, is like, if we trade for Jordan Brooks, it's not like trading for an edge rusher, which is like, all right, just go get after the quarterback, you know, half the time, right? You're going to be like calling the defense. How early do you need to bring in an inside linebacker for them to be a starter day one? Like, how long would Jordan Brooks need?
Well, apparently there's one dude on the entire planet who we trust to call our defensive signals. So I don't know, man, but that's a good question. Yeah. After watching that Film Watchers episode, you guys have probably seen those episodes with Surtain, and you guys have probably seen those episodes with Zach Allen. What have we really struggled with the past 2 years? We have not been able to stop James Cook. And you saw Jordan Brooks stop James Cook. He went throughout his he did that like film study with that Film Watchers guy on Instagram. And he was like, well, I knew he was going to cut back because this. And I'm just like, man, you know, for a defensive line that is so shaky against the run, man, I feel like we should really, really get a demon at inside linebacker if we're just going to keep going balls to the wall with our pass rush, which I can't say they're wrong for doing it because the past 2 years we've gotten however many sacks, but I would love Jordan Brooks here. I would easily give up a third for that, but you know, I don't care how bad Miami is. You know, they're still going to want to keep some guys. I think Jordan Brooks is one of those guys that is going to survive the rebuild there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could trade Riley Moss for him? Like, this is how I would pitch it: is like you get a corner, and corners are just as hard to find as franchise quarterbacks, and he's younger than Jordan Brooks, so you can sign him to an extension.
I mean, it makes sense for the Dolphins because their depth chart is terrible, and like obviously corner is a more premium position than off-ball linebacker. So, I mean, it's something that would make sense. I feel like, I don't know, man. He could be the solving for it. Another part of it is like it's not just a James Cook problem. Like Buffalo's O-line is just so damn big too, and it's like maybe they have a blueprint. Now, obviously, it's not like you could just like create a really big offensive line, but it seems like they were just like even their O-line was just moving our guys off. I mean, and their O-line is massive. And so the good thing is like not a lot of teams have that kind of offensive line, but yeah, man, I mean, I would love a game changer at inside linebacker. I feel like we're so fine in our ways. Like we're so good with what we have clearly. And so it's like, you know, why make the move now when you could have made the several moves before, you know, but
because we're not going to bench Singleton. So then,
but that's even worse. Like to me, that's even worse because if we got Jordan Brooks, I want him and Stern not playing. Then
right?
I feel like that's a better combo. So, but I agree with you. It's probably not going to happen. So it's like, does it even make sense to make a trade? But I mean, dude, I would do Riley Moss for Jordan Brooks straight up. I think it would make a lot of sense. I
do it too. Kodiak, were you going to say something?
Not necessarily. It's just like, you know, as much as, you know, it would 1000% to make to move on from Riley Moss if they felt like they were within the means of doing so. That being said, I still feel like Riley Moss has higher trade value than Jordan Brooks, just in a raw sense, because of the fact that he has that outside experience and the fact that you had mentioned it. You know, quarter is a more premium position than off-ball linebacker, but it's just one of those things that I feel like the Broncos, they really, really like to stack their cards in the secondary, which we've seen over the past couple of years. And I can't say they're wrong for doing it either, but it just doesn't seem like they value. It seems like they value very specific things with inside linebacker, and who even knows if Jordan Brooks has what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once again, it's frustrating to us fans because I feel like that's something that could really put us over the top. But yeah,
I mean, and they did draft Jacob Rodriguez. They did draft Kyle Lewis.
Yep.
So, and Trey Moore, and I thought Trey Moore was a little bit more of an off-ball linebacker. So I mean,
all three of them.
What the fuck?
Yep. So it's like, I mean, it would make sense if they, especially because they're in a full rebuild. What do you want to do in a rebuild? Do you want to play young guys? You want to get those guys experience. So I think Jordan Brooks, I mean, will get traded. I don't think the Broncos will be the team, unfortunately.
It should be the Broncos, but yeah. Anybody else in free agency? Oh, I wanted to bring this up. T Fishes. Curious what you think about this one, Mark. Ben Powers and a 6 for Cole Kmet. Broncos eat the dead cap. I know you've kind of been the man. I feel like in our YouTube space leading the charge saying Ben Powers could be a surprise cut. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a surprise really at this point anymore. I would do that in a heartbeat. Easily. Just because, I mean, dude, I think Cole Kmet's such a massive upgrade. And I don't think if Ben Powers isn't on this team, I don't think you're severely downgrading. In fact, it could be an upgrade. You don't even know. So, yeah, I would do that in a second. And let me see what his dead cap would even be. I mean, yeah, we'd have 9.7 million in dead cap. I think we would have to eat that anyways. So, like, if we traded him, we would eat the 9.7. We'd save the $9 million or a little bit less than $9 million. We'd still eat the 9.7 million in dead cap. So, yeah, that's obviously perfectly fine. I don't even think you could tell the other team to do that. You could like split. You could say, we'll take, because he's an $18.1 million cap hit. So you can tell him like, if you needed to sweeten the deal, which I don't think you would necessarily need to, you could say, hey, we'll give you, you can have Ben Powers in a 6, and then we'll eat $4 million of his salary or whatever, 2 of the remaining, if you really wanted to. But dude, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would too. I'd love to have Cole Kmet here. I guess that would also mean Ingram would. That'd be another way Ingram gets cut, probably, because you're not keeping Troutman, Kmet, and Ingram all on the team.
Well, and the nice thing too is you would have Kmet for 2 more years. You'd have him for this year and 1 more year.
Oh, really I thought he was in a contract year.
Yeah, so he's a unrestricted free agent in 2028. So it's like, all right, cool, you're set there for another.
And I must have read the contract around. I'm like, yeah, they'll get a comp pick for him. Nah, man. Thanks for correcting that, Mark. Hey, Cornbread in here. Thank you for the $5 super. He says, I'd be in shock if the Broncos give up a single draft pick this year. Really? I think we should still make some more trades.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd be in shock. I mean, we are going to get a comp. We're going to get 2 comp picks. So.
Yeah, we got some picks to throw around. We're not going to use all those picks, right?
Yeah. No, for sure not.
Especially
Jeremy,
if you
get better this year. I mean, if
I
you
was
talk
just
about
gonna
Super Bowl
say-
window.
I was just going to say that it feels like they're saving the rollover money for next year when a lot of contracts are up. And unless there's like a really great, we can't walk away from this deal, they probably are just going to stay put just so they can do that. Because I think they're trying to, not get into a situation like Sean did in New Orleans. So I just said there's a lot of contract next year, and I think they're already thinking about that.
Okay. Well, guys, before we talk a little bit and then end the show, of course, got to give a big shout out to Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. Use that code HMA. Y'all know how it goes. When you deposit $5, you'll get $50 instantly once you play 5. And use that code HMA. Guys, we're going to do receiver yards today. So I'll pick, we'll go through. Y'all pick a wide receiver above or below. All right. And today I will start us off with Colston Loveland. I'm going over 749.5 yards for Colston Loveland. Who's next? Who's below me? Mark?
That's a good one. I like that.
Actually, I'm switching mine. Court, because he's better than Lamar Jackson. And I got his jersey on. Above
Speaking
7.
of, remind me to bring something up because I just saw something regarding Court's contract that I was surprised about. I don't know if you guys knew about. But
let's talk about it after this.
Yeah. I'll do the Colts and Loveland over. I like that one. That's a good one.
Dude, let's go. Kodiak.
Scroll down a little bit, one more row. Bijan Robinson, I get he's amazing, but 600 receiving yards for any running back, it feels like quite a bit. Especially because he does have Drake London and Kyle Pitts to compete with there. So I know that he is capable of it. I don't think there's enough share in that offense for it to truly get done.
Mm-hmm. And Jeremy.
You can go back up. Tedero McMillan. He's getting over 1,000 yards.
Dude, yeah, he is. That's great. All right, guys, we're going to put $10 on this. Shout out to Prize Picks for supporting the show. Let's go ahead and
Bijan had 820 yards last year receiving.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's insane.
And 1,400 yards rushing.
Mark, let's end talking about this Courtland Sutton contract. So, yeah, this is good timing as, again, 68th, the best player in the NFL. Suck it, all you haters. Courtland Sutton
over Lamar.
awesome.
People are freaking out.
Dude, so many Broncos fans all pissed off about it, man. I don't understand it. He's constantly going to be one of the most overhated Broncos ever for no reason. DT dropped those passes too. All right, Mark, break it down for us. What's this thing about Court's contract?
Do you guys remember us redoing his contract or something this year? Did that happen? Did I forget about it? Did we restructure?
I think we restructured last year, didn't we?
Yeah. They gave him a little bonus and they did a restructure.
Yeah. Because this is crazy if this is right. So he's basically guaranteed to be on the roster next year as well at $30 million cap hit almost. Because if you were to cut him next year, you would only save $3 million. You'd have $25 million in dead cap. And then if you cut him in 2028, you're taking on $17 million in dead cap. So it looks a lot different than I remember it being. I thought it was like after this year we could move on from him and save a big chunk, but that is certainly not the case. But I'm going to look into this more because I feel like I remember hearing like it was structured very weirdly. But yeah, it's very strange. Because there's like option bonuses you can pick up and all of that kind of stuff too. I don't know.
That is crazy because I remember last year, everybody was just like, okay, this is basically a 1-year contract that will expire at the end of 2026. I remember that's what everybody was saying about,
like you can
when we had extended him last year. So this is interesting because I never heard anything about, this sounds a lot different than I remember.
Yeah, and if you want to share that, David, I put it on the screen to everyone to see it, just so you guys can get a look at it. It's weird. Like, again, $40 million guaranteed. He signed that.
I'm confused about this out language.
What do you mean?
Like, it says potential out $40 million.
But you.
Oh yeah.
What?
Well, because so you could essentially like get out of the deal and it'll void out the rest, and that's what I'm saying. Because it's a 2-year $40 million. Because essentially it's a 2-year $40 million contract, in a sense of there was $40 million guaranteed that was left on the deal. So he signed a 4-year 92, but 41 million of it was guaranteed, and essentially those 2 years. So you could still get out of it, and you'd save a little bit of money, but not a whole lot. But I feel like it all auto readjusts to, because man, these things are always so complicated. I sometimes have to put them like ChatGPT for it to break it down for me. But yeah, I mean, if you moved on from him after the season, you would not save nearly as much money as I thought. And I just hope we don't keep like kicking the can down the road with his contract. But we might. Dude,
we are. I feel like that's the only solution.
Yeah, because also it doesn't even seem like any of the that $41 million in guaranteed money. I think some of that kicks in only this year. Like, I don't think we paid any of that last year.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, interesting stuff. Because I was just looking at the 2027 stuff, but yeah. So.
Oh man. Well, I got the Court jersey on. He'll cement himself as a top 5 Broncos receiver then if he's playing 2 more years here.
That's true.
Well, yeah, it'll be, you're talking 55 million bucks against the cap for between him and Jalen Waddle. So they better be damn good.
I was about to say, because I was thinking about this too. I was like, okay, so we're gonna have Sutton and Waddle on big paydays next year, so maybe maybe it's like a pre-agreed to thing where they're just like, hey, we're gonna ask you to take a pay cut, and he's always been a team first guy, but obviously it's tough when you're asking a player to give a bunch of money. But either way, this is odd. This is odd. I thought we were done after this year. So thank you for bringing this up, because now I got to think a little bit, and I like having to think this time of year.
Yeah, and I'll look into it more too, because I know it's always weird. Like even the way it says, after 2028, the dead cap number, that's not always correct.
Right.
A lot of it is like, it depends on June 1st, post June 1st, if you split it up between the two. So there's always those little like weird things, but yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, 2027 cap is looking a little tight right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to keep that money. Guys, I got to be wrapping up, but so glad we were able to do this, guys. We'll have more coming out as we lead up to training camp. Maybe we should get the Jeopardy going again.
Yeah.
Maybe we do that next time, man. I really enjoyed doing the Jeopardy at this point last year. So want to thank everybody for being in the chat. Y'all are fantastic. Before we go, Mark, Kodiak, do you guys got any videos coming up people need to be aware of? Mark?
No, I mean, some film review stuff I'm working on, but yeah, just, trying to do a lot of things like in work and personal life now, so I can prepare for the lack of time that I usually have during football season. But really excited about camp. Hopefully, I know David, you're a little far away. I don't know if you're going to be visiting here anytime soon, but I'd love maybe the three of us, Kodiak and Jeremy and myself, could be out there. We could do like a little mini live. We'll bring you in. We'll do like a little live from training camp or something fun. But if any of you guys are going, let us know, man. We'd love to plan a fun day where we see everybody. So
I'm jealous. I'd love to do that. Kodiak, what do you got going on coming up?
Yeah, well, once again with Mark, we throw ourselves at the wall during summer so that during fall we can just be really, really locked in on football. So, yeah, I don't really have much planned as far as Broncos stuff. I'm just currently out of ideas. I'm not like David Talks Broncos. I'm pretty uncreative, unlike that guy. So, yeah, but either way, my last name is Lang. So if you want to check out me playing college football and giving you some recruiting tips on how to build your dynasty, search up Langy on YouTube. And yeah, one of my videos is popping off, so be sure to support me over there as well.
Fantastic, guys. Well, awesome. Thanks again for tuning in to Horsepower Hour, guys. Be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe on the way out. We'll see you guys again here soon.
Go Broncos.
It's finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.